are souls at stake. Let's give it our best. Let's take them back to the Bible.
Welcome to Reaching the Lost Success Strategies. One of the really helpful tools in our school is our checklist. Our checklist is a guide and it helps you walk through the process of the actionable curriculum. I understand there's a lot of parts to this and it can be overwhelming. You don't have to do everything at the same time, nor do you have to complete every modular step chronologically or sequentially. Understandable, there are over 20 of the contact processes in that step. All right, we start with the bookmark and visitors and new movers and house to house, heart to heart. You don't have to do all of those in order to get to the Bible study, right? You just got to get a few of the big hitters set up. That's why we start with the bookmark and start with visitors. Now, once you get that done, right, then you can go to the compassion cards under the prospect stage, right? Stage number 2, and begin laying that out and get ready for the Bible study. Well, the checklist is going to help you do that. Now, the checklist is just going to make sure you don't leave key details out, like establishing a coordinator. It's easy to skip that. You don't ever get someone who has accountability and they're in charge. They're the go-to guy. They're that person that oversees and sets up and makes sure they have team members in place. You can skip that. Sometimes we forget the training part. So we ask people to do things, but we never train them. Now, with a checklist, you're not going to let that happen, right? Because you're going to have to check the box and there's reminders in there. And there are reminders even to watch the appropriate videos because there's videos for each part of the model that help you be proficient and efficient. So the checklist keeps you on track and makes sure you don't skip key steps. As a pilot, I'm a private pilot. Even airline pilots do this, all right? For the commercial airliners, they have a checklist. Sometimes it's directly on the yoke. Sometimes it's in their lap. And they go through and check off the boxes to make sure they don't forget key steps. Believe you me, as a passenger, you don't want them to forget key steps. And you know, it doesn't matter how long I've flown, like how many years, I still keep the checklist in my lap. And I make sure that I apply carburetor heat when I need to. I make sure I get the mixture lean or rich, depending on my phase of flight. I make sure I'm looking at, my flap settings and I'm checking off the boxes because I don't want to forget one of these fundamental steps of flight because I could compound my mistakes. And if I have too many mistakes, and that's what normally causes a fatality, it's mistake after mistake. All right. If you do that with the evangelism model, you will not have this, right? So if you decide, well, I'm just going to skip that, I don't need that. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not needed. This represents decades of work. It represents hundreds and hundreds of soul winners. It represents thousands and thousands of conversions. They're not accidental. We're learning from you. We're learning from successful churches what works. And so we incorporate all this into a checklist. Use the checklist. That's what I'm asking you to do. So download your checklist and it's interactive on the PDF, meaning that you can literally put a checkbox on it as you go through the list. I believe there's 4 pages to the checklist. So it's extensive and exhaustive, and it's probably being updated from time to time. So download it, use the checklist because it's important. Don't forget it. If we can help you at the School of Evangelism, we're standing by. Brethren, our motto is that we're training the saved to teach the lost, and to God be the glory for every soul that's saved. You can contact me at rob@housetohouse.com. Text me, call me. We stand ready to assist. Brethren, we love you. We're praying for you.
We just plant and water, then watch God see the increase start. There are souls at stake. Let's give it our best. Let's take them back to the Bible.